What is jurisdiction stripping as a check on judicial power? Imagine a scenario where a legislative body decides that certain types of legal cases should no longer be heard by specific courts. This process is known as jurisdiction stripping. It is a constitutional mechanism that allows Congress or state legislatures to limit or eliminate the jurisdiction of federal or state courts over particular issues or cases. The primary purpose of jurisdiction stripping is to serve as a check on judicial authority, ensuring that courts do not overstep their bounds or interpret laws in ways that conflict with legislative intent. Jurisdiction refers to the authority of a court to hear and decide cases. Courts derive their jurisdiction from constitutional provisions, statutes, and procedural rules. When a legislative body enacts laws that restrict the types of cases courts can hear, it effectively limits judicial power over those issues. For example, Congress has the authority to pass laws that remove federal courts from hearing certain disputes, such as cases involving specific administrative agencies or particular subject matters. The power of jurisdiction stripping is rooted in the constitutional principle that Congress has the authority to define and regulate the jurisdiction of federal courts. The United States Constitution grants Congress the power to make exceptions and regulations concerning the jurisdiction of the federal courts. This means that Congress can, within constitutional limits, decide which cases federal courts can or cannot hear. However, jurisdiction stripping is not without controversy. Critics argue that it can undermine the independence of the judiciary and interfere with the separation of powers. They contend that courts should have the authority to interpret laws and protect constitutional rights without legislative interference. Supporters, on the other hand, see jurisdiction stripping as a necessary tool for Congress to prevent courts from overreaching, or to ensure that certain policy decisions remains within the legislative domain. In practice, jurisdiction stripping has been used in various contexts. For instance, Congress has passed laws that remove federal courts from hearing cases involving certain claims against government officials or agencies. It has also been used to restrict courts from hearing cases related to specific constitutional issues or to limit the scope of judicial review. In summary, jurisdiction stripping acts as a legislative check on judicial power by allowing lawmakers to determine which cases courts can hear. While it is a constitutional tool rooted in Congress's authority over court jurisdiction, its use must balance the need for legislative control with the preservation of judicial independence and the rule of law.